Okay, so we've got the first course up, which is going to be the sourdough eggy bread with the wild mushrooms and the cheese custard. So I'll open the bag up. Take this out. So in here we've got the egg mixture. So we're just going to empty this into a bowl, then we're going to get the sourdough soaking. A little whisk together.
It's one of Ollie's favourite dishes. We used to do this at the our pop-ups when we kind of travelled around the UK.
One of the signature dishes now. And in goes the sourdough. That's just going to start soaking up all that egg mixture. So we'll give it about 1.5 minutes each side just to start soaking it up. Whilst that's soaking, what we'll do is in this tub here we have got the cheese custard. So we're just going to pop that into a piping bag. This is made with one of the local cheeses to Dean, the St Andrews cheddar.
One of the best. This took Ollie about 12 hours to make, this cheese custard.
It did take far too long today. So I hope you all enjoy it. So just pop that into the piping bag.
Was that you doing, Ollie?
Just giving it a little spin around. Get it all to the bottom, let gravity do its work. And we'll just tie a little knot in it. And that's basically ready to go. Just pop it to one side, or we can cut it open. So, we'll just flip the bread over now. And we'll get a frying pan just warming up. So first of all, we're going to pan fry the eggy bread, and then using the same pan, put a little bit of the butter, just included, into the pan, and then we're just going to saute the mushrooms off in that. So some nice mixture of wild mushrooms, a company local to me this time instead of Dean. And all we're going to do is basically just tear these down into sort of nice, good sized pieces. You don't want to go too small. So you can either tear them or you can cut them up if you like. Big boy.
So what type of mushrooms you got in there?
So we've got some oyster mushrooms, and we've got some maitake, which is one of my favourites, and then there's the yellow oysters as well.
Maitake, is that the hen of the woods?
It certainly is, yeah. Lovely, nice sort of umami flavour to them. Great, there we are. Plenty of mushrooms in there as well. Might want to save some for breakfast. Go. So sourdough's had a good amount of time to soak now. So we're going to do a touch of oil into the pan. That's over a sort of medium to high heat. We'll just turn that down a little bit. And then into the pan goes the eggy bread. So it's going to take about a minute or so each side. So whilst that's cooking, we can just open up our other tubs.
So what's in each tub?
So we've got chive oil here, a little bit of smoked butter there, some pickled Shimejis mushrooms, there's just some chives just to top it off with, and then this is a little glaze for the mushrooms, which will just finish in the pan.
It's smelling good. So what have you put in the egg mixture?
So in the egg mixture, we've got a bit of egg, obviously. There's a little bit of milk, salt, and then there's some sherry vinegar, and it's just finished with a bit of truffle oil as well. So it's a nice dish because it's sort of childhood nostalgia mixed with a little bit of, obviously, modernised a little bit. Don't forget, everyone, make sure you're having a drink whilst you're doing it all as well.
Well, cheers. This week's been pretty hard work, cooking for 500 bucks, so 1,000 people we've cooked for this week.
It's been great fun being back in the kitchen together, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. So we can see the eggy bread now. Each side of it's just got a nice sort of, just starting to go golden. And you can see there's not loads of egg mixture in the pan at all. What we'll do with that, just going to pop it onto the plate. And then we'll pop that pan back on, keep it on heat. And in goes the smoked butter. Wow, that smells good. Get the mushrooms cooking down in that. Okay, so we've just got a nice bit of mushrooms just going in there. We're just going to let them sit for a little bit.
Smells lovely.
And we're just going to toss a little bit of salt onto it.
How long does it take all
Don't
to
figure out how to open some salt. So a little bit of salt going onto them, just to bring out the moisture in the mushrooms.
You're keeping the heat quite hot in this
Yeah,
pan.
you're going to keep the heat quite high, yeah, because we want to cook the mushrooms quite quickly. It's starting to get a nice sort of golden colour sort of seared onto them. I'll leave them cooking for about another 30 seconds or so, 30 seconds to a minute. And we'll just turn the heat down a little touch. We're going to add in the glaze.
Yeah. Your mushrooms already almost done?
Nearly done now, yeah. 30 seconds to go.
Lovely.
Beautiful. So, all we'll do is just turn that off. And just let all the sit in the pan for a little second. The residual heat will just finish off cooking that.
Sure.
So, what we're going to do now is just going to plate these up. Let's get a nice mixture of the mushrooms going on. Okay, and then we're going to top that off with the cheese custard. Take a few nice blobs of that. Make sure you're tagging us in these while you're plating them up, everyone. And on top of that, go for some of the pickled mushrooms. Couple of little chive battens. And we're just going to finish it with a little drizzle of a chive oil. Here we are. Got one of my favourite starters, the sourdough eggy bread, topped off with some wild mushrooms, cheese custard. Let's finish with some pickled mushrooms as well. Hope you all enjoy it.